Welcome everybody back with a video. Today we're gonna be talking about arena offenses. Honestly, hey, after that disaster class of a stream yesterday, we were struggling. We got it back. We're good. I got it in. I got everything. It took some time to get these teams sorted out, but honestly, we're good. I just needed a little bit tweaks, and that's all it took actually. Funny enough, but let's get into it. Right? So hopefully everyone's going good. If you are interested in top 30 and all that, I do recommend not pushing right now. Push later in the week, because obviously still people are trying to push for top 3 and all that. Yada yada yada. Sky stones. Just wait, right? So basically, I will say this now: if you are looking for turn 2 comps, this is not gonna be the video. This is just basically comps I did use. Now with Harsetti obviously running around still to this day, obviously she's still gonna be there forever. ARAM coming out recently basically just guts any Harsetti. Now it does come down to a gear diff. There are some people that are just way too tanky and you just kind of it. Really, trust me, it's true. It's bad. You can make it really tanky, and there are ways to do it, and sometimes it fails. But if it fails, then you can just run it back with Hwayoung and Flan and all that, right? So if you see a Harsetti defense, ARAM is going to be the way to go, or you can still go ahead and use good old Hwayoung. Hwayoung is perfectly fine, right? ARAM is just the cleave version of Hwayoung pretty much, right? So ARAM, this is the only comp I really do use. Obviously, you do need Hwayoung here. If you do not have Hwayoung, I really do not recommend using ARAM in Arena because it's kind of weird. It's really weird. The CR bar is all jacked up. You might as well just go ahead and use Hwayoung at that point, right? Now, the reason why I do use Oxlox, I got a couple questions about this, is because I would rather get the guaranteed turn. Obviously, if I am versus like Ilanov and all that, and let's say there's an Ilanov Ufine or just some shenanigan like that, I am not going to get a full CR push with a mid. Oxlox pushes up 100. A mid's not pushing up 100. So just in that rare case, I just keep using Oxlox. It doesn't make a difference. Right? It literally makes no difference who you use here. But I prefer Oxlox because of the 100% push. That's kind of insane. So I'd rather get the guaranteed turn, right? That is the main reason I do use this. Now, in terms of questions, can you replace Straze with anybody else? You could put BBK in there. BBK is a good option. But if there is a time where they're too tanky, you will need Straze. That's just how it is. Honestly, you could put BBK Pavel, BBK RB. It just really depends what the defense is. Because honestly, you could get away with so much stuff running this defense. This offense, you really can. You really can. It's really good. So the only other ARAM team I do use would be the BBK version. The BBK version is mainly this, and I just throw in Overa because they have a Hwayoung. That's the only other time I've really used BBK, because obviously since I have Straze is perfectly fine. I can one-shot everything at this point. Double S3 if I need to kill everything again, right? So this is the only other comp I use with BBK, and it's mainly versus a Harsetti, Hwayoung, Mort. Don't know why I see a couple of those coming up today, but I've been seeing them around. So I've been using this comp as well. Obviously, in terms of BBK, this would be the build. You can put a speed boot on, but honestly, if you want max full DPS, you just leave attack boot for sure. Now, ARAM comp, that's it. That's the only other time I use this, basically versus any Harsetti defense. Now, into this comp. The good old Zeo, Brightwitch, Frida, BBK, honestly, it's dead. Honestly, it's dead. This comp had its time. It was going on for almost like 3-4 seasons. It's been going on. This comp, very good, very solid. If you have the artifacts, it's perfect. It's a literally perfect offense. But now with a mid being buff, ARAM coming out, Straws and them, you can still lose with this comp by 15% on D breaks. But now why use this when you can just go use ARAM and you get 100% win, right? So this comp, sadly, has fallen out of the meta. I can say that for sure because I used this maybe like 4 or 5 times. Actually, I think today alone, I've only used it once. So, it ain't pretty. This comp, sadly, rest in peace. Now, Rinack. Now, I am showing more teams than I did say 3. But honestly, I'm just showing these teams because I do use them a little bit compared to the main 3, right? So obviously, ARAM is one of the main 3. We'll get to the other 2 comps in a little bit. This team, I mainly use versus Payres. any parry defense you see, just go ahead and Rinack them. My Rinack's not even that fast. I have a 304. I could make her faster, but honestly, I have no need to because parries are just slow in general, right? And you have the execution of Schuri here with the 10 free speed, so honestly, you really have nothing to worry about. I do have 2 Sharoons, so this Sharoon is currently on a 263, so I am guaranteed to cut a other, just to cut the para if there's a Euthine there, and that's really about it. Yeah, don't ask about her stats. It's just how it is. It's literally just how it is, because I don't want to give her any the other speed gear that I'm actually using, right? So you do want her around 263 for sure, 263 or 260 plus, so you can go ahead and cut a lot of the paras, even though there's Euthine there, right? Obviously, Bloomy Lidica, I do recommend a speed boot. I do not like the HP boot, honestly. I do like it because it's more damage per se, but there are times where Ilanov can just cut me, and if I did not get to push back / restrict, I would have been in trouble. So I only run HP boots right now because I think I've been testing out like a Harseti comp with Blooming Lidica. It's weird, but yeah, pretty much you do want to have a speed boot. And obviously Schuri I did showcase in yesterday's video. Actually, did I showcase this? No, it wasn't yesterday's video, but this is gonna be the Schuri build. Very, very simple build, 275. Honestly, I think you need 275. If you can make them faster, all power to you. But sometimes these Rinacks can cut in between a certain comp I'm about to show you. But yeah, this is basically the build you went on your execution of Schuri. Now, obviously, while BBK, I've not used this. Ram's just better. In terms of my quick battles, I do use this comp still. Nothing special about it. It's a good old Flan, Ilanov on Portrait, Mort, whatever build, honestly. Young Senya just there, Parker passive, and that's really about it. Oh, this is the old team. Very, very old. Now, I have been using this team because for some reason, people have been using like a solo Rinack, which means I can just go ahead and run this, which is perfectly fine. It's very, very okay. It has not changed my Ludwig gear, but I will go ahead and show you. 170, not too shabby, and honestly, you do need Zeal for this, right? There's no replacement for Zeal, because obviously Zeal gives you the extra 20% push. And Frida, for sure. And Luna, she is currently 306. Did change her build quite a bit, like I did say. After that, the disaster masterclass of a stream yesterday, after all the learning I had to do, a couple hours, I had to re-gear some stuff, and she was one of them. And then lastly, obviously Frida, her artifact doesn't really matter. Just put Soul Artifact on her if you have it or not. And now let's get into the other 2 main comps that I do use. Literally, I do use these 2 comps like 90% of the time. Now, obviously, these are for offenses where there's no Harseti. Which honestly, our Harseti has been disappearing from defenses because of, well, ARAM coming out. So, but honestly, you have to pick either one. You're either gonna get ARAM or you're either gonna go get hit with cleave or some weird stuff, right? So there's no in between. Arena defenses are cooked right now because there's so many things you can do for offense now. So every defense kind of cooked. So you have to do some cheesy stuff in your defenses, right? Now, this team I use literally so much. Obviously, it is gear dependent, right? Now, a mid. Absolutely insane that she got a 10 speed EE and she got the greater attack buff on top of that. Quite insane, most busted character. Have her at 316. Because honestly, at 316 plus a speed imprint, I am pretty confident I could just 1 imprint into a Rinack. And I'd be perfectly fine, right? Obviously, Hwayoung, I do have 2 Hwayoungs as you see there. For this to really work, you really need a fast Hwayoung. I have a 264. I think I can make her quicker, but I do not want to re-gear her. Honestly, I don't want to re-gear her because I think I lose damage, and honestly, I like the way she is currently. I think it's good. It's perfect, and I don't want to touch it. If I have something that's really working for me, I don't want to touch it. And trust me, it's insane. It's really good. It's disgustingly good. How good this comp is, right? Straze, same old Straze as I showed before. 180, 5k, perfect for a mid. And then obviously, watch the Schuri. I do have mine at 247. Make sure, if you run this comp, to make sure your Watcher Schuri goes after your Straze. It gets really, really weird if your Schuri goes after before Straze goes. Because if he goes first, if Watcher Schuri goes first, you have to rip S3 into a boss Ruka, more than likely with Ilanov still up, which means you're doing 0 damage. If Straze goes first, and boss Ruka's still alive after you kill the Ilanov with Straze, now you get your full pan damage S3. This does 20k. It's such a bad build, it does 20k. 20k is good enough, because you've done all the chip damage you needed to do anyways, right? Can make them better, but honestly, this is perfectly fine. Just make sure your Straze goes first, because it's important. It's really, really important, right? Now, if you are speed racing versus Rinack and you're scared and you don't know how fast they are and all that, right? Because obviously no one really knows. You could also throw in W Silk in here. So I would run it like this. You throw in Silk right here, and it will be just like this. This will be the other comp I do use when it comes to a mid, if I just want to outspeed them. Because honestly, there's a lot of comps that if you just go first with a mid and Straze, that's it. Everything dies. If there's a Hwayoung, well, guess what? You have a Watch of Schuri there to clean up the Hwayoung. So, like, it's good. It's kind of hard to really beat this. Silk build, you really do want to have her on immunity, just in case you just go ahead and rip S2 right off the bat. So, I would say, I really recommend immunity. It's really good, because sometimes you don't even need to use her in this comp. You can use her some other comp, which I will be showing after this. So, again, very, very good comp. But I do use the Hwayoung version more often than not, right? It's just so good. It's too good. Now, lastly, it's going to be the Fire Lidica comp, which I did upload about a couple days ago, right? It's going to be Fire Lidica. Now, I do have her on kind of fast gear. She's only 310. Yeah, I say only 310. Honestly, she could be so much faster, but I don't want to give her faster gear at all. You do need to have renewed will. Trust me, you need renewed will in this comp, especially versus all you fiends. So I do use this specifically comp into the Rinack, Light Tenebria, you fiend type of defenses. This is really, really good. A-mid can just beat everything. But there are times where if I see a you fiend there, if I see a Rinack you fiend, I'm more inclined to use this comp over my mid comp. Because it's a little bit sus. I don't trust that you fiend cutting my CR in half, and I don't have 2 Strazes built. If I have my second Straze built, it'd be perfectly fine. But every time I see a Rinack, you fiend, or a Light Tenebria together or something like that, I'm gonna be running this comp. Because this comp is just so much safer. Because it's basically versus any Rinack without sass. Right? So even if you run sass on the Rinack, guess what? It don't matter. It really don't matter, because she not doing nothing here. And lastly, obviously, is gonna be Execution Schuri. You do want sachets. I don't have mine max. It's just, it is what it is. I'm too late. I haven't bought the charms yet. Armitha, you do want her in the back, so she gets the full effectiveness in terms of the bombs. Now, people have been saying, oh, you throw Fire Lidica back there, she gets to ignore yard. No, it does not work like that. Trust me, it does not work like that. It is based off of your effectiveness. It really is. It's based off of your effectiveness. So therefore, Armitha is better in the back. But honestly, there are times where if I had Fire Lidica in the back, I would have won, because their Rinack somehow were able to cut in between my Armitha and my Fire Lidica. So it really depends. It's up to you. I prefer Armitha in the back because of all her effectiveness, so I'm more than likely going to be guaranteed to get the bomb, right? And then lastly, it's going to be Vildred. Our boy Vildred, I had to move him to attack boots because honestly his damage is so bad, I had to give him attack boots. Honestly, it really relies on killing, but honestly with this comp, you do so much damage. The burn damage you do with Armitha and the Schuri bombs is too much. It's so insane how much damage you do with it. It's quite crazy. But other than that, that's pretty much all the comps I do use. I've been testing this comp a little bit. Mainly this one into some like weird defenses. It's okay, nothing special about it. But other than that, that's pretty much gonna be it. Like I did say earlier, there was not gonna be any really slow comps in here. The main 3 comps I do use is gonna be ARAM and obviously a mid and Fire Lidica, because they're just extremely too good. Obviously, if you've been up there in Legend, you probably got hit by me with using these comps. But other than that, though, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you have a good day. I'm gonna go farm. Peace out.